it started again. What's going on, everybody? The Discord went off for a second, and it went out again. Oh, there we go. Fixed. Oh, nope, it's gone again. Oh, there we go. Why is it being weird? Who knows? Welcome to episode 17. Of
17.
17.
And for it being 17 episodes, like we've been grinding for 17 weeks, and I want to shout out the stream and do a little toast. We've
Oh,
been working hard. Not like I mean we're like working hard, watching the matches.
put that water up,
It's
boy.
like putting up the slides every week, and I just feel like it was it's a good time. It's a good moment to just celebrate. Well, not celebrate, but shout out, announce that we've been doing it for 17 weeks. So I'm proud of us.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Here's to that.
These guys are drinking, so I'm not gonna promise this is a good episode, but
Just
It's
one.
one. It's
I'm
one.
joking. Also, I don't know what's going on. The Discord is being super buggy.
I noticed that.
It's like going away every time. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna try to fix this.
All right. And how was your day?
It was good until it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
I know why.
Yeah.
You still won though, no?
No, we didn't.
As I said, we won a 3v5.
Oh, this last one we played, but the
Yeah.
the one the scoreboard I said to that wasn't the one we lost that one
Yeah.
10-12. No, 10-13. My bad.
I noticed.
For some reason, when I go off of Discord, it does not keep the cameras on. The cameras are being glitchy right now.
What you guys know about Cheez-It snack mix?
That's heat.
Cheez-Its are kind of mid.
Whoa.
Also, I had ordered the spicy Doritos the other day and they didn't have them. And this guy was like, "This is all they have." So I was like, "You know
One
what? Fuck it, I'll
second,
try
guys.
them." And they were fucking horrible. These
Mm.
these are ass.
Your stuff loves those.
The sticks?
Oh wait, never mind. Not the stick.
No, she
Alright.
likes the regular ones, like the rolled ones.
I wish I could flip my camera. Like in Discord, it's like I like it the way it's right now, but when it's on stream, it's like flip.
I don't know why it's doing this, bro. It never does this. We're having technical difficulties. This is annoying. Because for some reason the cameras just go off the second I move off of Discord.
That always does. That always happens to me. It starts blinking on my whenever I play games.
Like, on the stream, it a lot of times, like, if I just open Discord and then minimize, don't minimize it, just click on Streamlabs, it'll stay open. But for some reason, it just doesn't unless I hover it. And then that's gonna be a problem because how am I gonna unless I just keep Discord open?
Hmm. What if you? Oh wait, never mind. That would look weird. I was gonna say like, why don't you just play your Discord like on the right side of your first monitor and then have the main thing, but then it's not gonna work because the cameras are gonna be squished, right?
Probably. I probably just have to keep open Discord and then put chat on my phone. Um, Sorry guys, we had some technical having some technical difficulties, but we'll manage. We'll manage. Um. Anyways, episode 17. This last week was the third week of qualifiers. So this next weekend is going to be the last weekend of qualifiers before we go into Major Four. Um, Obviously, I mean, this qualifier has been about like what teams are going to make champs or not, who's going to win games and give themselves an opportunity to make champs. But honestly, it's just made everything even closer because a lot of these like not great teams are still actually winning games, and
To try
uh,
harder.
it's actually like really close. The only teams that have really gotten like kind of good spot like far away was Miami and Seattle, which we kind of said was going to happen, and that's exactly what happened with them two. But LA Thieves is only 5 points ahead of Carolina. Carolina's at 140. Vegas is at 140. Rocker's at 140. And LAG is at 140. So they're all at
That team.
140. So, and only two of them can make it. So, it's going to be interesting. Um, I think a lot of it has to do with, there's been a pretty good amount of upsets. New York's lost twice. Optics obviously 1-4. Um, Even Toronto lost a game to, I think, Seattle. So, I mean, I, it's pretty unpredictable, but I think it's okay because that makes the major even more interesting, like we talked about before. So, the script is perfect. It's writing itself.
Yeah.
Um, So this next weekend is going to be important, but in reality, the main thing that's going to matter right now is the major. That's going to determine champs.
Mhm.
We're going to be at the major's going to be like for during the games they're going to be like, "Oh, whoever wins this game is going to make champs or lose this
There's gonna be a
game."
lot more statistics being thrown out for these for this major.
Yeah,
I saw that.
there's going to be a lot more about like there's going to be a lot of games where it's going to be like if they lose here, they're not going to make champs. So that's going to make it super interesting. A lot more is going to be at risk besides the fact of um, there's going to be a lot more at risk besides just losing at a major now.
So it also should make it a lot more fun to watch too, because we're gonna see teams trying 10 times harder than they normally would, because not only is their tournament on the line, but their chances at champs.
Mm. One thing I was gonna say is that a lot of these teams are gonna try to do like rat spots. They're gonna try to like find like
Like the
wall
hydro
bank
wallbang
spots.
spots and shit.
Yeah, they're gonna try to do like secret stuff that they're saving for like a moment. Like, oh, you win this game, you get into champ, stuff like that. Like, I feel like a lot of those moments start to get like those spots start to come out at the end
We
of the
might
year.
be seeing GAs being broken.
Maybe, but that's just the. It's
There's
just if they
always
want to go
there's
that
always
route.
that there's always that one team, bro.
Mm,
Every year there has been that one team that will break GAs because of how desperate they are to win.
yeah. So
I
we'll
mean,
see. We'll see if those anything like that happens. Any surprises that can happen during matches that we haven't seen before.
if someone's just like, ah, fuck it, I want to make champs. I ain't going. I honestly can't. I feel like I can't get mad at it if it happens. If I'm in a win or lose situation, it's like if I stare glitch right now, I'm getting a 3-piece and we're making champs. I might just fucking drop a fucking stare glitch. I ain't gonna lie. What are they gonna do?
Imagine,
What are
imagine
they
these
gonna
stair
do?
glitch.
You're gonna get blacklisted from scrims,
Oh
bro.
no, blacklisted from scrims. You're in champs. You're instantly making how much more money just because you made champs? Because you make money just for making champs.
Also, I feel like it's riskier to get blacklisted from scrims now, because yes, you can always scrim challengers players or teams, but it's just like once a team doesn't make champs, like you can't expect them to still want to be fucking playing. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like all these teams that don't make champs are just gonna finish off the season, and then they're just gonna fucking start doing their own thing.
Well, no, they might play in the World Cup.
But I don't think we're gonna get any this if those final four teams. I mean, they all 12 teams got invited, obviously, so there's a chance they could, but they're not obligated to go to it. So
Wait, for the for the what is it called, the event. Is that going to be in August, right?
Hmm.
What if when does roster mania happen? Like after champs, right? Or like a couple months after,
It,
or
it
like
happens like last final, like the big shit usually happens like the last month before the season starts.
so like September kind of.
Yeah, because
I mean,
I think their contracts don't run out for a while.
Yeah.
I was about to say, what if like some like for the bottom four teams, like they get right into it and they start getting roster mania, and by the time where the Dubai is Dubai, right?
To be,
It's
if
it's Riyadh.
if a team wants to make a change, they either have to literally not be a team in champs, because they won't, because I mean they have time, at least more time, or they will be a team in champs and they'll literally have to insta change after champs, like instantly, or they'll have to change before champs and just play with the team that they're gonna play with.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, because I was about to say like they could just be like a random like say for the bottom four teams, right? They blow it up, whatever. They get four new players right before the event across, over there. What is
I
it called?
won't
The champ.
lie. I'm more hyped for the World Cup than I am champs.
Really, I feel like the
hmm,
World Cup. I'm not really like that hype. More hype
I,
than
I
champs.
I'm not like super hyped for either, but I feel like I'm more hyped for the World Cup because we're gonna finally be seeing like more teams from around the world rather than just the 12. We're going to be seeing like a bigger tournament with more diversity in it. We're not going to be seeing the same group of players in every tournament. You know what I'm saying? That's something I'm excited for. On top of that, it's like the first special event since the CDL's been a thing. Besides like some other stuff that's happened, but
I don't know, man.
it's like
This champs, I think is gonna be really good. The setup they
I will
setup they're gonna
say
have for it is gonna be insane.
I will say two things like that are good about champs is one, Optic is hosting them. We already know that Optic knows how to throw a fucking event. And two, with all these like random ass teams turning up all of a sudden and like starting to play really well, it is making it like a lot more enjoyable to us because we're not seeing that same dominance from just the four fucking teams. Like we're seeing like a lot of teams come out with these like wins. So it is getting more entertaining to watch. Although I do think that this game was is a lot more fun to watch than last year. Because last year, I'm not gonna lie, I found myself like very very bored through a lot of the matches.
I agree. Last
But
year, matches were
that's
that
what
much.
that's also what makes me more hyped for the World Cup though is the fact that we're gonna be able to see that, but like in a bigger, I guess I could call it a bigger spotlight. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel champs this year is gonna be good. One, obviously, the setup from what I've seen is gonna be really good. It's the first time that we've had I think it's the first time probably ever we're gonna have a COD event where it's 360 crowd. So they're gonna be in the middle, and the crowd is gonna be all around them. So
oh,
that's
it's a
one thing.
360 crowd.
Like the
Mhm.
stage is in the middle, and the crowd is gonna
Oh
be all
no,
around the stage.
it would be the first time in the CDL era, but we had that before when ESWC was a thing when it was in Paris, I think, or was it
Oh.
France? Back when it was a CWL,
Mhm.
we had that.
It was I saw it. It was I think it was Cloud9 versus Optic BO3. Cloud9
That was
gets
that was
Optic
champs.
out.
That was champs, but they were playing on like a Bravo setup. They weren't like on main stage.
Oh.
I'm talking about ESWC. It wasn't BO3, but it was when it was before. Actually, no. I'm tripping. It was ESWC, but one somebody from Optic wasn't playing because I remember that clip so vividly.
Mhm. Okay. So
I
yeah,
I'll
looking forward to it.
yeah, it's supposed to be really good. I think obviously it's in a big stadium in a big dome too, so it's gonna be loud. It's gonna be, I think, interesting because there's been a lot of good games this year. A lot of times there's a lot of really close good games. It's not, there's a couple every now and then where it's a 3-0 or things like that. But on land, I feel like that doesn't happen as often. I feel like we get a lot of game fives. We get a lot of
Oh yeah, 100%.
so
Dude, there hasn't been that much 3-0s this season. Like in general. There has, but like
there
not like
was a decent amount,
but not more than last year.
but now like this major qualifier and recently there hasn't been a lot. There
I
hasn't
mean,
been too
the
many.
most recent one is what
Boston.
LAT.
LAG beat
Boston got 3-0'd.
by LAG, yeah,
And LAG, yeah, LAG did beat.
and LAG 3-0'd Vegas as well, like the
Yeah,
last game that happened.
yeah.
But there's definitely not as many as there was earlier in the season. The only team that always gets 3-0'd is Boston, really.
They probably had the most 3-0s.
I mean, didn't they go to Game 5 with Optic last time they played? It was when
Um,
Yes, it was when
it
they
was
had
when
their coach,
crazy.
oh,
Yeah,
Pentagram.
but
no, it was not-
they never got 3-0'd when they had Pentagram. So
yeah.
Oh, really?
no, they as soon as they dropped him, they've been 3-0'd every time.
Oh, look, it's Reaper.
It is Reaper.
Let's go, Reaper.
Um. So before we get into the games, of course, is there anything you guys wanted to talk about? Anything you guys wanted to say? Anything else? Because
We have been yapping. What?
we've
It's
been
been 20 minutes. Holy shit. No, I mean not really. I'm kind of ready to go over these matches. I don't really remember them all that well, so.
I was
Yo,
in
Brian, who calling your name, bro? Who's calling
I
your
don't
name, bro?
know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that.
Who's calling your name, bro?
I don't know nothing about that.
what's going on?
Well, I think someone calling you, bro. I don't know.
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I'm thinking good.
I don't know what's going on, but uh what's it called? I was sick, so I didn't get to watch. I was pretty sick, so I was like dying in my bed and I wanted to watch, but I just couldn't focus. I saw a couple of these games, but obviously the weekend starts with Minnesota versus New York. I did see a decent amount of this game. Honestly, it was a really weird one because New York was blowing out Minnesota on every hard point, but Minnesota was looking actually pretty decent. Went to around 11, and I think Minnesota, yeah, they almost came back. I mean, honestly, New York hasn't looked that great. I mean, Minnesota started to look better, but I don't think they're gonna be that good still, regardless. Even though Lamar's announced he's coming back, um, I don't know. I think Minnesota is just really just not good anymore. I don't know. They were the team that was always like they were number 5. They were the 15th best team for a long time, but now they just kind of.
They fell
They're
off
like the dark
slowly.
horse team, low key.
I don't really think they are.
They-
They were. That's what I'm saying.
At the beginning, yeah.
Slowly but surely, they fell off.
And
It
then
all started with
this-
Awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We did-
Linz did good, but
We should have had Lins on Team of the Week. No, I'm kidding.
That debate is over now, bro. Gwyn is definitely better than Linz.
Gwyn is 1,000%.
I see splashing our viewer list here. I just had to
Oh,
mention.
fuck.
I mean, Linz did really good, and he's been doing a lot better. Like
No, he has.
this last
he
major,
has.
he's been doing really good. But the problem is, and I am so repetitive, and I probably sound like a robot at this point. But how many times have I said that Minnesota's not gonna win if Standy and Linz don't? They both have to go positive, and they never do. It's always one. Oh my God, Jesus! It's always either Linz or Standy. Standy goes positive, Linz goes negative. Linz goes positive, Standy goes negative. Every time. Every single time. And I'm just
Those
like,
can't do shit.
and I say it every week. I literally say it every single week, but they just both need to do good for once. Like, Linz is dropping 88 and they're losing to this game. I really thought they should have won this game personally. I don't think New York looks that great individually, that like individually talent wise on this game. I don't think they're better than a lot of people, because I just don't feel like these players are as good on this game as they were last year. And Hydra's been the only one that's really been consistent. But Hydra's it does everything. It's at the point where Hydra has to do everything for them. If Hydra doesn't do good, they're not gonna win. Look at this. Drops a 2.86. They lose. He has goes 2-9. They lose again. He has one of the worst KDs. They win, best KD. They win again, best KD. It's literally just Hydra. It's Hydra versus whatever team they're playing.
True.
And that's all that matters. And I think they are not going to have a chance of winning Major 4 or champs if Hydra's the only one doing anything. If the only person that's making an impact is Hydra, then they're not winning. It's just not happening. They're not getting they're not getting a ring this year. They're not getting a trophy this year.
Well, slow down there, Bucky.
I mean, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and you were saying New York has a chance to win Major 4, and I do think they do if someone else makes an impact. But it's like
Kismet was the closest one a couple days ago. Not a couple days ago. I forgot when, but Kismet has been showing that recently, but not in this game, sadly. But he's been stepping up a little bit more, slowly but surely.
He can step it up, but the thing is, realistically, if he steps it up and Hydra doesn't also do good, are they gonna win? It's like their chances go from like 95% to like 10% of winning a game if Hydra isn't going positive on the map. It's
Scary.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't think there's much else to say besides the fact that like this is just. I mean, Hydra's just. I could see New York literally dropping everybody and just making a team again around Hydra again, because there's just unless they really trust this team in going into the next game and they feel like they'll be good going into the next game. I mean, at this point, it's like if I'm the coach, how am I not being like, guys, if Hydra's gonna do everything, at least just like start like baiting him or something, like start just running after him everywhere and trading him or something. I don't know. I just don't know like what I've never seen, and we talked about it last week. I've never seen what was the teams that are the most inconsistent are the teams that rely on one person. LA Thieves with Ghosty, New York with Hydra. What was the other one we said? What was the last one we said?
Carolina with Gwyn.
Carolina with Gwyn. So like, I mean, I don't know, dude. It's kind of frustrating. I'm not gonna lie.
Optic.
No, I don't know about that. I feel like
You're pissing him off, right? You're pissing him off.
It's not pissing me off.
Chauncey does bad. Usually, Optic does bad too. Usually.
I feel like
games are
There's sometimes where Pred can take over, and Pred and Kenny and over that. But like usually, Shotzi's always the one like doing like all the good plays and making sure they win, and he's playing really well. But whenever Shotzi gets shit on, it's harder for the team to win. But they do win sometimes, but it's harder for them. They have to work for it.
I feel like it's because I feel like for Optic, if anything, they don't. I wouldn't say that it's Shotzi only. I just feel like someone on Optic has to take over. It not just necessarily Shotzi's just the one that does it the most often. But I feel like they win when Optic wins. It's like Dashy drops 40, Kenny drops 35, Pred drops 36.
There's always that one player on Optic.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, let's go into high rise real quick. Let's go to the map 3 real quick.
Yeah, Dashy's the only one that played bad. Clayster drops.
All right, now go to map 4.
33. That's Rio. I'm surprised Pred didn't do good on Rio. I mean, look, realistically, Optic lost to Carolina. They're 1-4 now. You wouldn't have. I don't think anyone would have bet that Optic goes 1-4 this qualifier. There wasn't a single person in this world that would have said that and been serious about it, because the only person who probably would have said it is Aches in the entire world, just because he just hates Optic. But like,
Yeah.
he's not like being genuinely serious. Like even he would be like, Optic should beat Carolina. Like, and realistically, in my opinion, it just comes down to one thing, and it's just S&D. Really, that's their biggest problem. They
They're
go
0 and
uh,
11, right?
they've lost 7 S&Ds in a row.
7.
They have lost 7 S&Ds in a row. They've lost 4 games in a row, which means that they've lost every S&D in their last 4 games, because
Just about.
except one. They won a S&D and then lost the next 7. So realistically, they just have to figure out their problem with S&D, and that's been their problem all year, though, in my opinion. But now it's like obvious, and it's almost exactly, dude. I feel like no. I mean, I'm gonna give actually fuck it, self gas to all 3 of us. We've been saying it all year, and we've been saying it the past couple weeks. When it comes down to, if you want to make champs, what's the one thing all the bad teams need to do? Get good at S&D, because you're not beating the
Yeah,
good teams on
give an
respawn.
S&D.
You're
Yeah.
not beating them on respawn. So just get good at S&D. And it's working. It's literally working now. It's all these teams are getting better at S&D, and they're winning games, and
And
especially as
also,
Optic.
a lot of these, besides Optic, I think, in most of the scenarios, but a lot of the bottom 4, bottom like the rest of the 8 teams, they have been looking good in S&D, like you said. But also, obviously, they need to snag a respawn. And which one is the respawn that they usually take?
Control.
They usually take control. The hard point, the best game out of the top 4. But when it comes to control, it's like a 50-50. Like if you could beat them in control, win the S&Ds, that's all you need to do. Because respawn in hardpoint, you're not beating them. And as you can see here, I mean, Carolina did beat Optic on Vista, but that was barely. That was like by 23 points.
And I think,
They made some mistakes. I'm pretty sure Optic made a lot of mistakes. So
I mean, we know Optic's playing sloppy. Obviously, they just won a major. Every team kind of plays worse after they win, and this is like the extreme of it. They've lost to now Minnesota. They've lost to Minnesota, Vegas, Carolina, and New York. For New York is understandable, but the other 3 obviously were not expected. And I mean, they're 1-4. They're probably starting in losers. My prediction was that a team in top 4 would start in losers this tournament, and it's happening. I mean, I think Optic knows they're not playing good, and I think they know what the problem is, and it's S&D. The real concern is I mean, the real thing is it going to matter on LAN? Like, are they just playing bad because they're playing online? They're doing bad online, and are they going to be able to fix their S&D? Those are the 2 big questions. And it's not like, and I said it kind of last week, but the good thing about, there's only one positive I'm whoa. There's only there's only one positive.
whoa, what are you doing?
There's only one positive I'm getting from Optic going 1-4. And it's that even though they're losing games, they're playing bad, they're going to game 5 every time. So that means that if they just stop, if they're playing bad and they're still barely losing every game, barely. They went to round 11. Are you good? Jesus, don't die on this.
I say without the wrong pipe, Brian.
That happened to me with the water. That's why I muted my mic. I started coughing. Damn.
Hey, let the guy live, bro.
They went to round 11 against Vegas, so they were 1 round away. Round 11 against Minnesota. Dog. And they went to almost to round 11 against Carolina. And did they go to round 11 against New York? I don't remember.
Yes.
Did they?
Wait, no. They lost round 10.
Round 10.
Wait. Yeah.
So they went to round 10 against Carolina and New York, and then round 11 against Minnesota and Vegas. So they were 1 to 2 rounds of S&D off of being 4-1. That's really not that bad, and it's just that they just
They're choking their SMDs.
they're choking and they're not good at S&D right now. But seeing a team play bad but barely losing every game is a good sign, sort of, because it's like if you're playing bad, at least you're still good.
So yeah, sort of. But like going map 5 against these teams is kind of like,
Yeah.
wait, why are you going map 5 against
Hmm.
fucking Minnesota? When they have,
Yeah.
Vegas too,
Yeah. I mean,
I mean
especially the way,
Vegas is
especially the
playing
way.
better.
Well, think about it. Vegas was looking like complete absolute dog. They're looking like almost as bad as Boston until they beat Optic and they started looking different.
And then they lost to LAG 3-0.
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, like, in my opinion, like, I start to worry when it's like, for example, New York got 3-0'd by Vegas. That's bad. You shouldn't be getting 3-0'd. And when you're getting like things when you're getting 3-0'd by a bad team, then you have concerns. Then that's an issue because you can't even win a map. But it's like they're taking it to game 5. They know they're playing bad, and at least the problem's obvious. Because if you're just like losing games, you're like, fuck, I don't even know what the problem is. Then that's when you start to like. That's when you're like, is this fixable? What do? You start panicking and shit. It's like if you lose in ranked, you're like, how did we lose that? Like, what did we do wrong? And then you just keep playing the map, and you're like, how are we losing this? Like, you're not gonna fix anything. But at least it's like, it's in your face. Like, dude, you suck at S&D. Figure it out. But I mean, FaZe beats Boston. FaZe is the only team that hasn't dropped off a single time. I mean, FaZe is lost two games online all
Yeah,
season.
FaZe is the best team in the game right now.
They've lost. I mean, they've been the best team in the game in basically all year, and I I don't know. I mean, it's basically at this point, it's like, are they? Who's gonna? It's either FaZe wins or someone happens to beat them.
I mean, FaZe, their problem is that they look really good online. They look really good on land until Championship Sunday. Championship Sunday is literally their like not kryptonite, but like I'm talking about like
Bro,
somehow.
the thing though is championship. This is what I'm talking about, bro. About it being like boring. The championship Sunday has been like the same three teams and one like random team for every major, bro. Every major.
It's been
I don't know if you guys remember that stat where the top three teams have all placed first, second, and third in the past three majors.
Yeah,
well, but
and
that's
then
a good thing. This year it's been good though. Like, although it's boring that happens, the games have been good. Like the like
last
last major, the
last
games were
major was
good.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Like
last major.
storyline, oh my god, bro, that shit was fire.
Yeah, Toronto beating FaZe, that shit was insane.
That was
yeah. I mean, and then Optic went to game 5 against what, New York. They went to game 5 against Toronto. I mean,
phase.
FaZe. Like, the games were good, even though that's the thing though. If we're getting those top 4 teams, it's making the games good. Because realistically, if someone makes a magical run to Championship Sunday, they're probably just gonna get shit on, and that's probably even more boring. So, I mean, but I mean, we're here for it. I'm here for it. I mean, if Seattle, I wouldn't be surprised if we see one. We see a Seattle or a, because I think the only time we saw another team in the top 4 on Championship Sunday
Minnesota.
was Minnesota, and that was Major 1. So
Mm-hmm.
it could get fun. It could get interesting this major. We'll see how much LAN and online changes everything, though, because we say that every time because it's really hard to tell.
We'll
But
see if FaZe can actually snag one again.
again,
Like, because they look so good, and then on Championship Sunday, they like lose to, like, say Toronto catches fire. Because you know how we had a moment in time where Toronto was kind of looking kind of bad. But they picked it up, and then they beat FaZe, and then Optic obviously was playing really good, so they beat FaZe too. So we'll see if FaZe can, regain their S&D. Because their,
yeah,
their S&D was looking kind of bad, but during the major. And then now it's looking good online. So we'll see if it transitions back to land.
yeah. I mean, a lot of things can still happen on this weekend. Um, Obviously, Optic is not is probably going to start in losers, but if they win their next 2 games against Toronto and Boston, they could end up in winners and play phase round 1, which could
Yep.
be insane because we might be like Optics playing bad, but then they turn it around, they go on land, and then all of a sudden you could see either phase or Optic in losers. So, or, I mean, it could end up being phase and losers instead of Optic, which would be insane. But realistically, obviously, Optic's probably going to end up in losers, and they're going to have to make a crazy run. But we've seen it before. So, and we obviously have known how much LAN is different than online. So you never know. I mean, these games kind of skim over. I mean, Miami's been really good. They're what? Are you good? Miami's obviously been.
Yeah, bro.
Yes, they're stupid. Miami's obviously been one of those teams like Seattle that's been pretty dominant. Like in the compared to the other top, like not top 4 teams. So they kind of put Carolina to bed pretty easily. LAG 3-0's Boston. Boston just stays getting 3-0'd constantly. And
Austin dog shit.
and then Vegas ends up beating Surge in a game 5, which obviously we did talk about a lot last week. This game could have gone either way. But obviously I
they
felt
got
like
our
Seattle's
win.
been pretty good.
We know ball,
Um,
bro. Oh,
Hey, we know ball, bro. We know ball.
But
And we're like,
I did feel like Vegas obviously was a little bit more of a team that had kind of gotten a good luck streak and then had a lot of interesting wins. And then obviously against Seattle, they end up winning a game. But I also did predict that they would lose to LAG, and they did. They got 3-0'd by LAG. So it's hard to say where
To
Vegas.
be fair, LAG played very good that game, bro.
It's hard to say where. I mean, I guess you could kind of argue that Seattle played bad this game because they're losing S&Ds, and they don't normally lose S&Ds against Vegas. So,
It's a new Vegas, bro.
and then they get 3-0. But
But it was
Attach
it was a close 3-0, bro. Like
Attach
either
did
game-
say that they were playing on California servers, so they were playing like it was lagging too.
they weren't playing on Virginia.
but it was
They're
the
playing on
game was
Cali.
close. The game was really close.
Yeah, I mean, this game went back and forth a lot. I mean, this was a blowout, and at that point, it looks like Vegas is going to lose, but they turn it around. I mean, when you get to 250 to 84, you just have to be like, let's just focus on the next game, like halfway through it. You're just like, yeah, let's just start thinking about S&D at this point. Abuza obviously has been looking good again. Like we said, the only person that really has anywhere near a fight of, with Gwyn is Abuza. And I mean, he's done a lot better on an AR. But Attached obviously carries Vegas, and Vegas is looking a little more consistent, and they might start in winners. I don't know if have they ever started in winners?
Vegas, yeah,
Did they?
yeah, for sure.
Are you sure?
I don't think they have
Wait, this like Vegas, like this season or like Vegas in general?
This season.
this season.
Oh no,
Maybe they have. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
remember.
you can see the map videos now. That's fire.
Can you?
Yeah,
Oh shit! Wow.
that's heat. That's
oh
this
shit!
game changing.
Wait, they banned Subbase, and they banned Vista, and then they picked, and then the ban, the pick, and the pick. Oh shit!
That's actually really cool.
Wait, now we know what they like and what they don't like and shit. Wait, low key Optic can like, or any team can just go on here and see what they like.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
shit.
they have access to this information, anyways. But...
Yeah,
You're pissing me off. Oh, but yeah,
if
that's
we
fine.
have access to it, they definitely have access to it.
100%. Bro's a hater for real.
Dude, earlier, y'all chat. Y'all should have saw what Anthony was on earlier. This guy was fucking pissing
Oh
everybody off.
yeah, yeah. Let's not
That
get
was-
into that. Let's not get into that though.
Bro,
Yeah,
I'm just
we're not
having-
getting into that, but bro was a hater. Dude, was the biggest hater like an hour ago.
I'm just having fun, man. But yeah, I mean, both these teams actually look good. Vegas has been looking a lot better. I think Seattle's kind of, even with this loss, they still look like they're a team that's probably going to make champs. If they would need a miracle not to, it would be very surprising for them to come in, what, I mean, Seattle's going to start in winners, and all they really have to do is win a map. I mean, win a game in winners, and they're basically in champs. So it's going to be interesting to see how the tournament goes, but both these teams are putting themselves in good positions. Vegas is fighting back to get a spot in champs, but Seattle's put themselves ahead by, like, I think 15 to 20 points. So
Which is really good.
it's a pretty good spot for them. Toronto beats LAT. I mean, everyone kind of saw that coming. It's not, too shocking. Same with Toronto beating Minnesota and FaZe beating LAT. I mean, LAT's got a tough couple games there. And then this was a really important game, especially for Optic, because we had seen them struggle a lot. So it was like, are they, how do they play against a top 4 team? Because they've been playing bad against the other teams. And they actually didn't play as bad as I thought they were going to. I honestly thought New York might slam them. But, yeah, they lose a game. They lose another game 5 again. This is just another game 5.
Dude, the invasion day, bro. There's so many rounds where they just troll in invasion.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, S&D, they lose both S&Ds again.
Also, I want to say something. Their control against New York, they were up 2-0 and they got reverse swept.
Yeah, I mean, this was a Dashy game. Dashy played well. Hydra played bad, and that's a problem because they just
Sid took over.
New York just beat them with a bad Hydra. Then that's an issue, obviously. Where I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. Obviously, New York. The fact that they went to a game 5 with New York while they've been struggling is good, but at the same time, I mean, they just need to close out an S&D or either that or just start winning damn controls and both because we know they're good at hard points. So
Super good at hard point.
yeah, I gotta figure out something. I mean,
Gotta close out control.
New York's banning sub base. That's the obvious point, and I mean Optic's banning Vista. It's just an interesting one, but and high rise search. I think they don't like high rise against. I mean, New York does love high rise search. To be fair,
They're really good at high search.
banning Rio, and they picked 6-star S&D. So what did Optic ban for S&D? They banned Rio. I mean, they banned high rise, so they didn't. That's why they ended up playing on 6-star. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like they would have been. Optic cannot win a 6-star S&D. I think they're better off just playing high rise at that point.
And it was Optic's pick to get Karachi, and they were doing really good until they lost.
Yeah, they weren't.
So they weren't.
I mean, it was either high rise or Karachi, but I mean, obviously they're doing. I mean, I haven't seen Optic play Karachi control in a while, so I feel like they usually play high rise recently.
Yeah, because the other teams banned Karachi against Optic.
But
looks.
yeah, I mean, obviously this is one of those rare cases where Hydra doesn't do well and someone else steps up, which was Sib. Sib's been playing a lot better recently as well.
Shout
Optic,
out, Sid.
Optic on the Optic side, Dashy actually plays a pretty good series, but Kenny's been struggling recently. This qualifier, he's been struggling, and Pred. It's mostly just been Shotzi and Dashy, and Shotzi usually, honestly, doesn't even go negative when they lose still. So, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I think this weekend's gonna be interesting because Optic has to play Toronto and
Boston.
Boston. Obviously, if they lose to Boston, then they're really, really, really in trouble. But that Toronto game is going to be really interesting. New York's in a good spot because they get themselves back up to 4th, and LA Thieves has to play New York, so that could be a bad spot for them because they're playing Vegas and New York, and if they lose both those games, they might start in losers and drop down from champs because they were one of those like leading teams as well, just like Minnesota. So another
Until
team.
they start losing.
Yeah, so I mean, LAN's gonna be crazy. That's for sure. LAN is gonna be crazy. And then the last game of the weekend, LAG versus Vegas. This one was actually pretty decently close, all the games,
Snooze.
but I mean, Diamond Con has a good series. Geo and Johnny struggle a bit, but I don't know. I don't really know what Vegas's maps are, honestly. I feel like they just play different maps every time. So I don't really. I'm not too certain. I know they play 6-star S&D. That's the map I know they play all the time, and that's it. But oh, and high rise control too. But it's interesting. I mean, we're seeing a lot of different maps being played now. We're seeing the map pools getting bigger for all these teams. So it's nice to not know we're not playing Karachi invasion Karachi invasion every time now. So and obviously there's a big. I think the thing is there's a lot of teams are getting really good at certain maps and teams are just banning them every time, every team, rather than trying to get better at the map because it's just too late. It's too late to fix a whole map. I think at this point.
I agree. They should have added Paris, bro. But whatever.
They're not gonna. It's too late to add a map now.
I know, but they should add. Like, yeah. And Tokyo.
But yeah, that wraps up the games for this past weekend. Is there anything you guys wanted to say about these past couple games before we get into the team of the week?
Some of these matches are kind of snoozer fest. Now you know.
Yeah. Like even when the underdog is winning, it's still like, eh. Does not the game not even entertaining. That's just me though. That's just me.
Yeah. Um. Obviously, now we'll get into our team of the week. This for this third week of qualifiers. I was gonna say the second. Um. Starting off with Insight. I honestly didn't watch a single Toronto game, so I don't have any idea
Oh,
about this one.
dude. This guy. All right, I want me to start it off, or
Yeah, go for it.
all right. Well, Inside has been playing like I feel like if you think of a Toronto team, you usually think of Scrap popping off, and obviously think of Scrap popping off, and maybe and Kleenex. Usually it's Scrap and Kleenex popping off for this Toronto team, but actually Inside was stepping it up. Usually, like when Inside and Envoy don't play well, it's kind of like it kind of makes the Toronto squad a little bit more like they're not as competitive, and sometimes they are losing maps, or sometimes they get close maps, and you don't want that for a Toronto team like this. But Insight hasn't played well in a very long time, and he actually showed out in these last couple of games. So I'm glad that he's caught some fire. He got a 1.35 against Minnesota, had the highest damage in the lot, so he was getting a lot of gunfights, tagging everybody up. And he really popped off in control, doing 35 and 25, 1.40 control KD. Him and Envoy have been playing a lot more consistent, and I'm glad that Inside has been popping out for the squad. You don't have to rely only on Scrap next to basically just make sure to get the carry. So we got Inside back in here, so good for him.
Yeah. I mean, Toronto obviously had been starting to play better recently. Uh, after struggling a little bit after Major 1, I think it was.
Yeah.
Envoy was playing not great for a while, and we saw Envoy start to play a little bit better. But if Insight's going to start playing better, Envoy, I guess, doesn't have to play that much better. I think this COD is just not a... This is just not a COD for Envoy. I think he's just been struggling in this game. But, I mean, Toronto definitely is the only team right now that looks like they can even have a chance against FaZe, really.
Girlie's in the stream.
Hello,
Hi,
girly.
girlie.
I
Fire
do.
fit. I know.
I mean, I don't really see a team that can beat FaZe besides Toronto. So Insight's gonna have to keep playing well. I think that's gonna be a big thing for them, really. So hopefully he can continue that. I haven't seen him on the team of the week since I think he got MVP.
Yeah.
And then on to the next player. We got Sib.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Oh, I don't know you're gonna do it, so I was gonna do it, but
I just read out his name. I was just reading out
Oh,
who
I
you
thought
were
you
looking
said
up.
Cap. I thought you said Cap.
No,
was like, what?
I always read out their names, so I was. But you can take it if you
Oh,
want.
oh, okay. Anyway, we got Sib here, bro. Now, Sib, he was one of the people. I mean, me and Brian really exaggerated it, but we kind of felt like he wasn't doing that great on this team this year. We kind of were like, we felt like him or even maybe Skies were like the only jobbable people. But as of recently, he's been playing very, very well. You know, obviously he had a 1.25 against Optic. I mean, he can definitely watching the match. You can definitely tell that he is a very big reason to why they won that match because it did go the distance. If he wouldn't have played this well, they I could see them losing. But
Mhm.
even then, like I said, he's been playing a lot better recently. Even when their last match against Seattle, he did very, very well too. So I mean, if he keeps it up, I'm not. It's hard to say New York. I wanted to have hope in them. I had a lot of hope for them, like these last coming weeks, but they just look very, very sloppy right now. I mean, we talked about it already. How New York is one of those teams where it's like it's one of those things where you rely on like one player a little too much. And I mean, New York did this is like the first time we see them like not the first time we see it, but it's very rare to see them win when Hydra isn't doing that great. So we finally saw that. This is good for this guy. He's showing why he deserves to be on this team. So if, like I said, if he just keeps it up, then shit, maybe he can. Maybe they won't blow it up. Maybe they'll just stick with him and hides and so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sib has been, I think, probably the second most important player besides Hydra. Not so much because he's been playing better. I think Skies has been playing better than Sib personally, throughout the season as a whole. But I think he makes the most impact on the team besides Hydra. I think so. When Sib plays good, it it's
It shows.
it shows a lot more. So obviously, seeing Sib play well, I think he's a great player. I obviously liked him a lot on Seattle, and I thought he was someone that was going to end up on Optic, and I think he was because he was someone that was being talked about coming with Pred. So I think obviously he's a great player and he has a lot of potential. So I don't see him leaving New York personally, um, regardless of the outcome. I think he's as much hate as he's gotten. I think he's still shown
You think he
enough.
solidified his spot on there?
At least I think he's shown enough. Like we know he's good enough. I think the
Yeah.
problem is that this team. I mean, I think their IGL is what Skies and Kiz and Sky and Kismet just hasn't been playing. They just don't have the good second SMG like they did last year. Kismet hasn't been playing as good as he was
Yeah,
last year.
Kismet, he's either doing really well or he just shits the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Black Ops 6 will be a better game for them. You know, maybe they're not
Yeah.
vibing with this Modern
Yeah,
Warfare.
I understand where Kiss is coming from, bro. Fuck this game.
It happens sometimes. It happens to the best of us. Um, and then the next player is gonna be Celium. Yay, Celium! Woo! He's on here, another phase player again. Why couldn't you just
Hey,
act
one
like
time.
phase wasn't playing good, bro? God,
Dude,
you just had to put him on here, I guess.
Yeah,
They
get
beat
in.
dude.
Boston, 1.56. Whoa, Boston. I mean, dude, it's not. At this
Hey,
point,
one
like,
time.
I can't even be like, oh my god, he's so good. Like,
Bro, they're 5-0 right now. They're
Shit
beating
on.
every
Shit
team.
on. I'm
yeah,
shitting his body, bro.
it's like
Shit on.
it's
Fucking hate how
expected
you talk, bro.
for him to be like having the best KD at this rate. It's I mean, what what is there to say? He drops a 1.56. How often does that happen with anybody? A
I
1.28
mean,
against Steve's.
you said it, bro. The reason he has such a high KD and why people think he's so good is because he just doesn't die a lot.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
unkillable.
basically,
It's not.
and when you're playing a team that's not good at killing people in the first place, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they're 5-0. They're beating every team. And plus, for Team of the Week, you were looking for a player who's performing well, and they're performing well. You might be against a bad team, but hey, They're 5-0. Every team is a bad team to them right now.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I don't think we will go into any game and be like FaZe is gonna lose. I think we go into every single game being like FaZe is gonna win. I'm gonna give you guys a spoiler that probably next week when we do the predictions, FaZe is probably gonna be at the end of it.
It
But
Yeah.
might be. It's a 50-50 because it's like they're going against Toronto. I saw they're going against Toronto. So can Toronto beat them again, or is it going to be online? Kind of like
I don't
we're
know, dude.
online. It's going to be different.
It's so hard to say, but I mean, FaZe just looks unbeatable at this rate. I mean, the only game they've almost lost was against what, Carolina.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and they reverse swept because they were like, "Oh, let's try now."
yeah, so I don't know. FaZe is looking like basically the only team that's gonna win.
So only the top four team can beat them or can beat FaZe.
But like I said, Toronto is the only team I think I trust right now to beat FaZe. So anything can happen. Anything can happen. But I mean, if Cell's dropping 1.5s every series, and they're just not gonna lose. It's just good luck.
Do you think if FaZe wins champs this year, B's Simp is the best Call of Duty player?
I'll say that.
Like ever?
Yeah, like in terms of the people,
No,
really?
no. I
Who do
don't.
you think is the best COD player?
I don't think personally this year people have said that Simp's like MVP or whatever, but I honestly think I see like people like Abizi make bigger plays than Simp. Simp just plays good. He doesn't like I see like he just constantly will play good, but Abizi makes those like big important plays that wins them the game, like all the time. Same with Draza, all the time. I mean, Simp is just consistently good, and we're like, not to say that he's not bad. I just don't think like I don't think he's ever been on a bad team. First of all, so that's one thing.
Do
He never really has bad teammates. He's played with the same team all the time.
you,
I don't I don't think we can like I honestly can't even positively say that he's better than Hydra. Like,
do you
you
think
know,
that Simp? Okay, so not Simp. Abizi and Simp are if they win champs, they're gonna get their third. Both of them are gonna have 3 rings. Do you think
mm-hmm.
Abizi and Simp are in the top 5 greatest COD players of all time?
COD players of all time, I think they're maybe getting there, but maybe SMG players. But like COD players, that includes ARs and stuff. I think there's a lot you have to beat still. Because I mean, obviously, I know Scump and Formal didn't win like a lot of rings, but they were always really good. So and they played a long time. So obviously, we don't know, they still have more to
They won
go.
a lot of tournaments.
They won a lot of tournaments and they played a really long time. Obviously, Krim and Clay won a lot. Karma, I mean, I think Karma's still above both of them. I mean, so it's obviously they're still young, so there's still a lot of time to go. So I don't think there's a reason to rush them into that spot. But I think that obviously, like SMG, like if you're doing top 5 SMGs, they're definitely either top like on the edge or getting there. But top
Mm.
5 players of all time, that's also including ARs, and I don't think they're top 5 overall of all time. At
Do you
least
think if
Abizi for
like
sure, but Simp
do you
is
think
closer.
if they get 4 rings, they'll be in the top 5?
I mean, if they win 2 in a row, they'll win 3 in a row, or two. They'll win 2 in a row. If they win 2 in a row, then definitely like they'll definitely
That's
be
Okay.
that's
in.
definitely goat
They'll
status.
definitely be top 5 SMGs for sure.
No, not
Um,
SMG, just players of all
but
time.
players, like I said, it's about longevity at that point because Clay, Krim, Scump, Formal played for a long time and won a ton of tournaments. So you can't just be. I mean, it's hard to say.
I mean, four
Obviously,
rings.
yeah, but also you have to think about the fact that it's a lot easier to win a ring now. They've also always had a good team. Like it's a lot easier to win a ring. There's less teams. There's less good teams in my opinion. I think the competition is high, but I think it's a lot
I mean, to
less.
be fair, this might come off as a hot take, but most of Scump's wins are because of super teams. Same with
Yeah.
Crim. Like Krim has the fucking. So obviously to win, you have to have a good team. Like that. There's no.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we've never seen them play with a bad team, so we don't know if they're you
Yeah, we
know
had.
Scump. I
Well,
mean not Scump, Simp and Abizi.
The
yeah,
slasher.
But before Abizi came in, and Simple's on United, it did not look that great. And then they brought Abizi into that team, and that's when it started looking good. That's when they started like frying.
They won champs that year.
Yeah, but I'm saying before
That's
Abizi
not
got brought into the United squad, they looked ass. Are you talking about like play a whole year with the bad team?
like they've never had like a season where their team just isn't good. Like we've never seen them just be like we've never seen how much of an impact. Like we've never seen like for example Hydra. We've never seen like we see Hydra play and we're like yeah this guy does everything, and like they can't win without him. And it's like I can't tell you right now if they replace Simp with another really good like they replace Simp with Hydra that phase is still not going to be that good because their team is just stacked overall. Like they're just a really good team overall in general. Like every single player individually.
I say if Simp and Abizi have 6 rings together, they're the greatest players of all time.
Because what Sims what like 23, 24 now?
No, he's like 27.
Simp is
27.
not.
He's not
He's
27.
not 27.
Oh, sorry, 25. My bad, 25.
You're just saying numbers. Do you even know?
No, because 18, he was 18 in BL4. So 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, he's 23. My bad. I was 2 years off.
So he still has a long time before he retires. And if he just keeps up his dominance, I can see this dude fucking. I can see
He's
him
number
as much as
one.
I don't like, as much as I don't like him, and as much as I don't like Abizi at that. I can see him reaching
Number one.
like number one. The one person I will say is we have seen Celium with bad teams. When Celium first came into Phase, back in BO4, Phase did not look great. They had to hit up the last chance qualifiers for 10th, and they didn't win. Like they barely made it to the backup, but they didn't win the tournament, so they still had like a really bad seed. And even then, with the bad seed, they didn't do well.
Yeah, and
And,
I'm what?
But
huh?
Celium was going crazy.
No, you can go.
Um, and like another thing is like a lot of things we've seen, like for example with, you know, players like Scump was that Optic like went through a lot of like weird shit. They had injuries and then random players, having coming in and coming out. We haven't seen that with like since FaZe has been in the CDL, they have had no misfortune for the most part.
They had it once in Vanguard
What
when Pristini had a sub in for our cities that one game.
one game like
Yep.
You
like
check them, bro. You check them. You check the fuck out of them.
like
One game.
like ever since they've been in the CDL, like FaZe has just been like they've never really gotten like really much of a misfortune or bad things like really happening. Like they've had just good like just the same. They got the same
They have
three
healthy
people.
players,
Their players never have
They're all
any
young.
problems. They're all
They're not
young.
old.
Like they
but that's
have
probably
the
why they don't
perfect
have.
scenario, you know? So
You need more 18 and cracked players.
so we'll see. Um Obviously I think if you introduce like more teams, there's a higher chance we see phase never gets upset or anything either. So it's like we maybe if we could introduce more teams, you could see that potential. But even then, I don't think they would. So I don't know. I've just never seen phase be bad since
FaZe might be the
in the
dynasty.
CDL. So it's really hard to say. I mean, also like that's a big thing though. They've never been bad, but they've won two trophies in two games. So
You always guaranteed a trophy for a new COD.
I feel like their worst year was the debut year for CDO. It was the Modern Warfare 2019, and even then they weren't even that bad.
They got second, no? Yeah, they got second.
They got second at champs. But I feel like that's the worst team they've had since. Actually, no. I think the worst team they've had is definitely the one with Slasher. Last year.
Champs in the CDL, or actually yeah, just in summary for Samp and Abizi has been first United, then in Modern Warfare with a new squad they got second. Then after that was Cold War, right?
They won.
Cold War they got first, and then Vanguard second, and then Modern Warfare 2 second. Oh no, they got third. Modern Warfare 2 got third, and then this year yeah. So their champ placings are
Wait, who was in the
really really
finals
high.
last year for Tips?
Toronto and New
Toronto, New
York.
York.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Toronto got shit on.
But let's get into that fourth player because we were talking about face for hella long.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I thought this was the fourth player.
there you go. It's
My bad.
Gwyn. Got Gwyn right there.
Oh yeah. Go
That boy Winnie. You can't spell win without. Oh wait,
Oh,
you
I see it.
can't spell Gwyn without win.
Yeah.
That's what they've been doing.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted to stick that in there.
You're good. They beat Optic, obviously, so I mean it's a pretty important win for them. Really important for them making champs. A pretty big upset as well. And he's basically the core of this team. He's their Hydra, and he's rookie of the season. So I mean, if they're upsetting teams like this, it's going to be because of Gwyn. So has to put him on this team, and that wraps up the Major 4 Week 3 Team of the Week. Everyone clap it up for them.
Yo, Brian's dead.
All right, and then that takes us to our hot takes.
Yeah.
I feel like
Guess I'll start this
I
up.
feel like yours isn't that hot. Brian changed it. Oh my god, bro. Brian's weird,
Anyways,
bro.
my hot take is basically that Optic is playing fourth or fifth. I mean, like you said, this the way they've been playing doesn't seem like it's the worst take in the world, but um, just kind of to elaborate on why I kind of wrote this down is just due to the fact is we kind of expected we all said that a top four team is either gonna Ant specifically said it and I just kind of agreed, but um that a top four team was gonna not play well slash we're gonna start in losers this major. And Optic, I will say, is the last team I expected it to be. I was just kind of assuming it was going to be in New York just because they're the worst of the top four teams. There was a point where we were just calling it the top three and then the top two. Anyways, um, they have not been playing that great. They're losing to
Ooh.
teams like Carolina. They lost to Vegas. They lost to Minnesota. Another thing is that has been very, very close. I think before the podcast, I had brought up a stat where um Optic had the best map map percentage or whatever out of every team and losers, and he said that I think it's better than even some teams starting in winners. So Optic clearly just have some small issues that they need to fix. Um, although at the same time I do not see the normal pop off players going off. Dashi has been struggling. Shotzi has been struggling. Shotzi has not been playing the way I'm used to seeing Shotzi play. Uh, Fred is like, eh. Kenny's like, eh. So it's just like, just some very, very small things Optic need to fix. But I don't see him fixing it here. I feel like Optic just kind of hit like this slump. But they just got to get over it. They need to fix it in time for champs so they can go crazy. Here's gonna be a home crowd for them at champs, so hopefully they could do something with that. They could feed off that energy, and yeah. Other than that, I just this event is gonna be the first time, uh, a team, a top four team, a top three, let's say, place out of top three, because there also is another statistic, um,
No, Toronto
where.
came in third, Major 2.
No, but no, I'm talking about outside of top three. Like I'm talking about the top 3 teams.
I mean fourth. Sorry.
They placed fourth.
Yeah, New York came in third.
Oh.
Mm.
Well, it was something like there was some stat about 3 teams in the top 4 being like all 3 of them have placed first, second, and third. But there's a lot more on the line at this major, so we're gonna see a lot. And what I think is gonna happen is we're gonna see a lot of those lower tier teams that are like they need to fight for their life, trying so much harder, doing a lot more, doing a lot that we haven't seen, trying a lot harder than we've seen them try, playing a lot better. So I feel like we're gonna see like the weirdest bracket ever this tournament. I feel like this tournament out of all of them is the least predictable one.
For the teams that are, I mean, for the games outside, yeah, but I mean, FaZe is probably gonna win.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. I'm saying like this for like the normal bracket, right?
yeah,
I feel like that's gonna be
I
weird.
mean, I feel like fourth, fifth isn't crazy. Um, I really don't see that as unrealistic. I feel like that's not too hot of a take, just considering how they've been playing, and I'm probably gonna start in losers. So I mean, I do see fourth and fifth as pretty realistic. Um, Obviously Brian didn't have this as his hot take, and we say how many times have we said it now that Brian he just takes what I take and then he just does the opposite. This is like
Whoa, whoa! You
you
and did the same thing.
no, but Ant was already doing this, and you had a different one, and you changed it. And you do this every time. Brian acts like he's not an Optic fan, and then takes anytime he has a chance to shit on them in hot takes, he does it every
No,
It's gotta
I
be
time.
will. I
realistic.
will say. I will say Brian might be the same level at Optic fan as Ant, but he hates that he likes Optic that much and that we tease him for it, so he pretends to hate on him. But inside his heart,
This is cab. This is cab.
Bro,
This is
he
cab.
knows
once it
that
gets
he's
the hot
This is
takes,
cab.
it gets the
once
hot
it hits.
takes. Optics shitting on them every time, every single time.
Cap. Cap.
What was the
All right,
last
can you
major?
guys hear me
Optics
out? Can
coming
you
in
guys hear
six.
me out?
Optics not finishing in the
Can you
top
guys
four
hear
for the
me
next
out?
major.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear
We're
me
not
out.
even for
For
the
the hot.
major yet. It's still one more
Hear
weekend.
me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. God, Jesus. All right. So my original one, my original hot take was obviously like insane. It wasn't really a hot take. It was like insane. So I just did that as a joke, as a placeholder. And then I was gonna think about another hot take. But then when I came to look at the hot takes, I saw both you guys were talking about Optic. So I was like, okay, let me talk about Optic now. And I wanted to talk about it. It's not really a hot take if I have Optics coming in first. That's not a hot take.
I know,
So
but
and then last week I did it as a troll, and the week before that I did it as a troll. Okay, but this one, I can see this happen. There's a future where this can happen, and let me explain why. Let me explain why. Okay, so obviously, if Optic go into the losers bracket, right? Say they lose to Toronto, right, and then they beat Boston. I'm pretty sure they should be in the losers still. And if they do place in losers, look who you're going against in losers bracket. So
there's a whole.
here,
We
let
don't
me.
know because there's still a whole weekend left. That's why I was saying you guys are putting the predictions, and we still haven't even gotten the bracket yet because
Listen, if they are in losers bracket, they're either gonna go against 4 teams possibilities, right? They either going to against Ravens. They lost the Ravens. Ravens are pretty good on land. Rocker. They're going against a Rocker on the line. Rocker might be like, okay, they're fucking ass on land, good on line. But they're going against Rocker. Rocker have beat Optic recently in S&Ds. And Thieves haven't played Thieves yet. But okay, but those 2 teams, Minnesota and Ravens, are the 2 teams that are looking like they're going to be in losers. And if they're in losers, they might have a chance to beat Optic and get them out to 12, or
what?
they come 12.
But if Minnesota doesn't start in winners, then Optic's not going to play Minnesota.
Doesn't first team in
Losers don't play.
other
Losers play the team that loses in winners. That's why I was saying you don't
okay.
have the bracket yet, so these predictions don't make sense because we don't even know if Optic's
Oh, that's
starting.
even worse. They might even go against Seattle first round. They might go against Vegas first round, or any of the other teams.
Yeah. I think
But
that's
it
Also,
looks really
for
good.
this is completely off topic. There is a Kendrick Lamar concert going on right now. On the Amazon Music Twitch channel.
Alright, talk SMR.
We're gonna dive with you guys next week.
um.
Just
I mean, obviously, Optic would literally just have to not win a game to come in this spot. I think they'd be pretty unfortunate for them. I personally think that any team that has to face, if they start in losers, and you have to play winners and then lose and then play Optic in losers, I'd lose full. I'd. That's a bad spot for any team. But we don't know yet. That's why I was like the prediction. I don't know. The predictions are a little weird right now because obviously we don't have a bracket yet. Optic could somehow just still start in winners. It's possible. So nothing's confirmed yet. Yeah. But obviously we'll see what happens. I personally think Optic will be fine. I talked about it a lot. A lot of things I already said before. They just need to really fix their S&D. They've gotten a game 5 in every loss they've had. So it's really hard to like be super like judgmental and strict on them right now just because they're not getting 3-0'd. They're not getting slammed. They're not, you know, even when they're playing bad, they're showing, you know, they're showing signs of obviously being Optic. So
signs of light.
so it's hard to say. Like I said, there's a chance they win both games and start in winners, or they start in losers. And we've seen them make a losers run. They did it last year. They lost. They started in winners, lost, and then went all the way from 12th to the finals and lost. So anything's possible. I think obviously land's going to be a lot different, so it's hard to be super judgmental at this point. But mainly, if they can just fix their S&D, I mean, they just start winning a lot more games. So, and they're only 1 to 2 rounds, like I said earlier, off of winning those games that they've lost. So it's super hard to say that they're, I guess, you know, not good right now. So it's an interesting scenario, and I guess we'll see what happens this weekend. And then we got our plays of the week by the COD
Alright.
League.
Countdown, Gingo.
We start at 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm at 5, brother.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Wait. Wait.
Brian's not locked in, bro.
I'm trying, bro. CDL.
I was listening to Kendrick right now.
Nah. Alright. Top 5 plays. Alright, my 5, brother.
You could have just went to the slides, bro. Bro looked it up on YouTube.
Yeah, but that's faster. Alright, go.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Two times.
How about Sip pushes forward, finds Bolt, looking for the full team wipe, not able to grab it. The opening nades are good, the follow-up shots are better, and FaZe have a chance to win the game here. But Krebs keeps the play alive, just down to
Yeah.
Oh shit, they won the game.
for reinforcements to get here. The answer is no, and
W
FaZe
play.
will bounce back and take map number 4 in fiery fashion.
Oh shit. That double nade.
That was it.
Yeah, that was
the holy
insane.
hand grenade.
They had 2
Bro threw his
trophies out.
trophy late, bro. Bro threw his trophy late.
I know they had 2.
God.
But
That is
Yeah,
serious.
he threw them out late, though.
also, did you guys know that they're allowed to have 3 trophies now?
Bomb now getting planted. TJ put
Really?
it
Oh, yeah,
down.
'cause of the
Real.
nerf?
He's had some
Yeah.
since he came in the league. Can he get another one
That
here?
makes
Good
sense.
chance to do it. He's taking out 2 and out to
Damn.
1v1.
This is when it gets interesting.
Look at Real.
What is he gonna find? At
Good
least
fellow.
force
I
him
bet.
to-
Look at 2 Real.
Real with the 1v3.
Dumpster
Oh,
under
shit.
lock
Sip was
and
popping
key,
off,
and
bro.
they have simply
Sip was looking like
run
me out
away
there.
with this round.
All right, but
I mean, 15 to
Look
6
at that.
on the life count. That is destruction. And
They call
look
this
who
the
just
ant
hits
spot.
the go
that is
button
crazy.
in
That's
the
28
end.
and 14, and no
Sip,
one else
that
has
is
more
a
than
10
6.
spree against Optic Texas
Oh, no.
to deliver
That
us
has to be
a
glitched.
round 5.
I mean, that
Yeah,
might have
this
been a
is-
scuff
this
play
one does
again.
be
Wing, wing,
I was
folks.
there.
That was disgusting.
Zoom was like, they need to fix this before champs.
ridiculous. And he's had the kind of start that he had the end of that game. Look,
Scrap
he's
goes
still
off.
doing
It's like
19,
every
9.
match,
The guy
bro.
is a joke. Spark will find 2, but it's been Scrap holding it down. He's still going. He's just
Oh,
absolutely
fuck, no one can challenge guy.
Look on this man right
Man,
now.
Spartan's ass.
21 and 9 from Scrap, 5 in a row.
Sandy,
In the
shit
Christmas
on.
Island, you might
Spark
have no
didn't
one.
play that
Oh,
bad,
no,
bro.
this is not good looks. This is brutal display. Is Scrap
For a new team, he was playing pretty good.
Yeah.
dominating.
There was other people on that team playing worse than him. Way worse than him.
Man, that shit
Yeah,
was...
you guys see the Scrap every single time? Like, he's always like,
Wow, what a video. Wow. I ain't gonna lie, guys. We may have to stop doing these. These are...
shout out CDL, but like, Loki, your shit's ass.
These aren't even plays, bro. You're showing me whole clips of games at this point.
Bro, she'll need the last 5 seconds of the game.
Oh, it's-
Fuck.
Bro, show you the last 5 seconds of the game, bro.
You're busy, yeah.
And then while I was on my phone, it didn't load. But,
Bro, said to watch Kendrick.
whoa.
Whoa.
I added a slide really fast on my phone mid-podcast.
I scrolled and I was
Yeah,
like, wait,
equality.
this wasn't here before.
Quality.
Just because you know, just so you guys know, this was before the games on Sunday, I think. So obviously, Optic, depending on whether or not they beat New York, changes their chances of making winners. New York ends up beating Optic, so they end up having a 100% chance of making it. Vegas lost, so they're at 80% now. And LA Thieves also lost, so they're at 65%. LAG won, so they go up to 63, and Minnesota lost, right? So they're at 14%. So, obviously, even with Optic being 1-4, they still have a 44% chance of making winners bracket, which is kind of insane. But obviously the two teams that are going to be fighting with them, I mean 3 teams, are going to be Carolina, LA Thieves, and LAG. Boston's at 0%. It's just chalks for them at this point. But the top, I mean, these 5, FaZe, Toronto, Seattle, Vegas, and New York are all basically locked in. Miami's basically locked in at this rate too. So Optic, Thieves, Carolina, and LAG are basically going to be fighting for those last 2 spots. I think obviously Thieves is probably going to make it, just because all they have to do is beat Vegas. But if they don't beat Vegas, they have to play New York, and that's going to put them in a really tough spot. And then Carolina, I think they have to play. Who do they have to play? I would have to. I don't know if someone can look that up for me. Who do Carolina and LAG have to play this weekend?
We'll see it right now when we do the pick'ems.
Too late. I already found it. You said LAG, right?
LAG, yeah.
They play. Oh shit! They play Seattle.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the only match they have.
And what about Carolina?
Carolina has to play Boston.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah. Boston is the last.
So I mean, if Carolina somehow loses to Boston, Optic could make winners, but I doubt that's gonna happen. So Carolina's probably gonna make it. Same with LAG, but you never know. It's gonna be very close. If Optic ends up winning both games and it comes down to map count, I think Optic has a really good map count. So
1,000.
it's gonna be up to whether Optic should beat Boston. So it's basically gonna come down to Optic versus Toronto if they're gonna be being winners or not. So it could get really interesting, and if they make winners, they're probably gonna have to play FaZe. So that would be something I would love to see. But like Ant said, we'll go into our predictions, and that'll determine a lot. We didn't get any points for last week because they're still loading for some reason.
Oh fuck the CD. I mean WCDL.
Whoa!
That's my bad. WCDL.
Whoa!
They're just taking their time. They're like, hey,
Trying
like,
to
they're not
suck
really
any chance of a partnership. Bro.
nah, don't clip it, chat.
It's chalked. It's chalked.
Oh
WCDL.
shit! Reaper back. Reaper's back.
Oh shit, Reaper back. Wait,
Um,
guys, no cussing too. No cussing.
no
Oh, he's locked
cussing.
in too.
Seattle versus Miami. That's gonna be a good game. It doesn't have
Oh,
too much of an impact on whether they're gonna make winners or not, because I think both teams are basically gonna make it unless something crazy happens.
3-0.
Whoa.
Oh, my bad. My fault. My fault.
Who's getting 3-0'd? What's going on?
Dude, Heretics are getting 3-0. The fuck?
Why do you sound pissed? What
What?
the fuck?
I'm going
Nah,
Seattle.
I'm going Seattle 3-1 here, or like 3-2, bro.
I see 3-2
But Seattle winning 1000% winning 3-1.
Are we going 3-1 or 3-2?
I say 3-2.
3-1. Oh, 3-2, I guess.
FaZe versus Toronto.
Oof, dude.
Good game.
3-2.
3-2 phase.
3-2 FaZe.
3-2
Although
phases the
I
safe route.
want Toronto to win, but just speaking from
I
experience.
say 3-1 FaZe.
Dang.
I was thinking 3-1 too, not gonna lie.
Alright, that's fair. Y'all called it.
3-1 phase.
Vegas versus Thieves. This is an important game for LA Thieves. They need to win this one to come into it. Fuck,
Oh,
man. Why do I keep
shit.
saying that? To make it into winners.
3-0.
LA
3-1.
Thieves needs to win this one for sure. This is a really important
I
one.
think Vegas is gonna hit a slump this weekend, and I think they're gonna lose to LA Thieves, and then they're barely gonna win against Minnesota.
3-1.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Thieves is probably going to win this too, unfortunately. So, yeah, I mean, Thieves probably going to lock in winners with this one. And
3-0.
I go 3-1. I give Vegas a win, a map win there.
There's gonna be a 3-1.
Miami phase
I say
3-0.
3-0. Yeah.
3-0. Easiest 3 of their lives. 20-minute series.
Damn. No.
Seattle LAG, big game
LAG
for
look
LAG.
nice. LAG look
3-1.
nice.
Big
I
game.
think.
3-1.
Oh,
think
but when
3-1.
I said LAG wasn't bad, you guys were fucking yelling at me.
See, but
Hey, that was like a week ago, bro. This is now. Not now. We're not in the past, bro. This is now.
It's getting a little hostile in here.
hey man, down boy.
Yo, shit. This is me up.
I think I thought LAG was straight cheeks. I'm not gonna lie, but then I saw him play against Vegas, and they look nice. They look nice now. So because of that,
Nice, bro.
and just taking into account that Vegas beat Seattle, we know when Ant said that they're gonna win and shit.
Why are you so close to your mic?
Who?
You're like yelling in the mic.
Oh, because if I don't, you guys are gonna be like, "Yo, what was that? I can't hear you." Yo, what? Sorry, you put your mic closer to your mouth. Anyway,
Damn.
I lost what I was gonna fucking say. Thank you, Brian.
Whoa.
Whoa, chill out,
Relax.
bro. Relax, down, boy.
All right, lock in. Let's go.
All right, I think LAG's gonna win this 3-1.
Oh shit.
I say Seattle.
I see Seattle.
You think
Fuck what
Seattle
you
gonna?
said,
Yeah. I'm going 3.
I say 3-1.
I kind of want to say 3-2.
Really? You see LAG winning SMD?
I see them winning a control and a hard point.
And a hard point?
Yeah.
3-2 Optic.
3-2. I'm going 3.
3-2. I say 3-1.
3-2,
All
bro.
right, we'll meet in the middle then. 3-1. All right.
All right.
3-1.
Minnesota, Vegas. Ooh.
Vegas wins 3.
Vegas.
Ooh.
3.
Vegas gonna win 3-1, but it's gonna be the closest series of their life. It's gonna be.
Yep.
3-2.
Lamar. Yeah, Lamar.
3-1, gang. 3-1.
All right. And then Toronto Optic. Ooh.
3-0.
3-0. 3-0.
3-0
3-0.
Toronto.
3-0
This is
Toronto.
not 3-0. They just went to game 5.
3-0
this year.
Toronto.
They're not getting 3-0. There's no way.
No, that's New York.
So?
That's New York, bro.
They have not lost. They have not got no. Listen, they have lost games, but they have not lost a single game before Game 5. They lost all of them have been Game 5s.
Fine, 3-1, 3-1. Toronto.
Yeah, but all those have been against ass teams, bro.
Not New
That was
York.
like- New York is ass.
They're not
New York
ass.
New York is the worst out of the fucking.
They're the worst out
New
of
York-
the 4, but they still went to Game 5.
Okay, New York's worse than Vegas.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. They lost to Vegas.
Yeah, but
Oh.
it doesn't make them worse than
Yeah, that
Vegas.
doesn't make them
No.
worse.
Okay, and you're tripping about that, but I still think Toronto's winning.
I do think Toronto's winning, but I don't think that Optic's not going to win a map.
All right. Toronto 3-1.
3-1.
It's not going Game 5, bro.
Not going Game 5.
Okay.
When we're right, roll the clip again.
I just said okay. You guys said 3-0.
No, I said 3-1.
You did say 3-0 first, though.
I was trolling,
Carolina,
but it was
Boston.
taking
Carolina's probably going to win. So
Yeah, Carolina.
Carolina.
won.
Carolina.
I give Boston
Carolina.
a map, though.
Do you think so? I think 3-0.
Yeah, Carolina sucks online.
3-0,
True, that's right.
I guess.
This a good match right here, though.
It's like a 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. I mean, I feel like we just
It'll
keep
be a
saying
fun
3-1,
match,
3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1.
3-1's always a safe bet, bro.
3-0.
I say 3-0 Ravens.
Alright, we'll do that then.
And then, 3-1. Yeah, that's better.
Alright. There's the predictions. Hopefully they save so we can see how many points we're actually at. Because
Dude, it's all
I don't know
going to
what's
depend
going
on that
there.
first match, bro. It's all going to depend on Toronto versus FaZe to determine if Optic are winning or not.
What?
If Ultra versus FaZe, if Ultra beats FaZe, like, really, like, they beat them, they fucking destroy them, then I feel like it's a 3-0 Optic. Oh, not 3-0. Like, it would
Honestly,
determine if Optic's losing.
The games I'm watching I care about the most are Thieves Vegas. Because Thieves, either that determines if they make winners. If Thieves don't win that, they might not make winners. Thieves Vegas, Surge LAG, because LAG needs to win that to make winners. I mean, to guarantee winners. And then Vegas, Minnesota, and Carolina, Boston, surprisingly. And both Optic games. Because those are the games that matter for winners, I think, the most. So
Optic sending the split 1 and 6.
that would be insane. If they lose to Boston,
All right, 2 and 5 is fair though.
they're in trouble.
Dude, if Optic starts in losers and they actually win in the losers bracket, I'd be scared if I was a team in losers bracket and say, "Fuck, my champs run, it starts here, but fuck, I'm going against Optic."
That's tough.
They're like doing that shit on purpose.
I mean, they might be, honestly.
They're like, "Get the fuck."
They
get out of
They
here."
might be like, I don't want to play FaZe in winners. I mean, you have to play FaZe if we win in winners and champs. So let's go down under. I don't know how it works, but I don't know how the bracket works, but I forgot.
Let's take the easy route.
Cause who came in second? Yeah, so if Optic Optic is good, as long as they don't have to play. I mean, as long as they don't come in fourth in the standings, they won't have to play FaZe in the first round of champs. So, I mean, in the second round of champs. So, we'll see. But this is gonna be an important qualifier weekend. This is gonna determine winners for Major 4, so it's gonna be interesting. We might have an Optic and losers. So
Super important.
it's gonna
We
be crazy.
might, we will, bro. They're not beating Toronto.
Hey, you never
Damn.
know. You never know.
Damn.
But that is
Shit is doing it. Shit is doing it.
that is
Oh,
going to wrap up
lucky,
everything
lucky,
for
lucky,
this
lucky.
podcast.
Oh, shit,
Obviously,
oh,
next
shit.
week we're gonna end up having the prediction of the bracket, which everyone loves to
You
do.
guys did it,
We'll actually have the on the radar. And
Say it.
can
Say
you
it.
guys let me do the outro without interrupting me for once? Jesus. Like, my God.
Oh my!
Just once.
I love this part of the part of it.
We'll actually have the bracket predictions next week, and the on the radar, and the fraud watch. So next podcast is going to be a little bit more in depth, and we're going to have the bracket. So that'll be a pretty interesting episode next week. So you guys should look forward to that. I don't believe we're having a watch party this weekend, unfortunately, but maybe for the major, we'll see. But that's going to wrap up this episode. We appreciate everyone who stopped by, everyone who was in the podcast that was viewing today and was chatting in the comments and everything like that. And we will see you guys next Wednesday, or as I should always say, we'll be running it down with you guys next week.
Oh my god, he said
Oh my god, he said it.
And that's going to wrap up the episode.
Oh my God.
Adios. Peace
Bye,
out.
bye, girly. Bye.